Okay, so we're going to talk about number 2 on verifying solutions for differential equations. So what you were given was that dy dx is equal to e to the y plus x. And they gave you this initial condition of y sub 0 is negative natural log of 4. So the first step that you would do is go through all of the answer choices. And you don't have to do this step, but if you're trying to narrow down points, you can. Since the test is going to be short answer, you're not going to have to narrow down answer choices, but you could plug in your initial condition and see if it works. And it actually marks off E for you when you do that. Then what we want to do is the answer choices are all y equals. And so what we want to figure out is if I have dy dx is e to the y plus x, I want to be able to integrate that and figure out what y is. So to do that, we're going to use a technique that we haven't talked about yet called separation of variables. And so what we can do here is we have dy dx is e to the y plus x. And so what we can do is we can separate this to where we have all of our y parts and our dy on one side and all of our x parts and our dx on the other side, and then we can integrate each side independently. So for your rules with e, there is one that says that e to the y plus x can turn into e to the y times e to the x. So then from there, what we can do is we would like to do a separation. So I want to move my y's over here. So if I divide by ey, I can get it over here. So I'm going to end up with e, so 1 over e to the y dy equals, and then if I multiply both sides by dx, I can get my e to the x dx on this other side. Now we know that 1 over e to the y is the same thing as e to the negative y dy. And now I can integrate each side of this. And so this is going to turn into e to the negative y times negative 1. And it's plus c. And then over here we'll just have e to the x plus c. Now we have these two constants that we don't really know what they are, but I do know that if I move this constant over here, I can combine it with this other constant. So let's just make this e to the negative y, so it's negative e to the negative y equals e to the x plus c sub 2. So that's really just like we've combined the two constants. We're going to figure out what c is later, so it doesn't really matter right now. Alright, so then from there we can solve for y. And so I want to move this negative over here.